You know what annoys me?
What else?
More things annoy me.
What else? What's on the list?
Tell us, Nat.
Touring in Australia.
Like,
When bands tour here.
yeah, right. Yes.
You know why it annoys me? Because some bands seem to think that Melbourne and Sydney are the only two cities in Australia. Excuse me, bands. There are more cities than Melbourne and Sydney in Australia.
However, if we're going to go, because a lot of bands only tour, and it's probably not the band's fault, it's the promoters or whatever. Like, there's a lot of factors to consider.
Someone in the chain of command
But,
is up.
Yeah, it's bad. However, a lot of bands, if they do tour and play Sydney and Melbourne, Brisbane is the next one, the next most likely to get it.
Yeah.
At least we're not Adelaide, Perth, or Tasmania.
Yeah, or the Northern Territory.
Tasmania.
I did say a whole state instead of the cities, but that's fine.
But see, the thing that annoys me too, like the thing that's triggered this whinge, is the Naked and Famous. They had the number 2 album in the last episode we did. I love this band. I'm sorry I just swore. They are from New Zealand.
As a throwback. Sorry, keep going about the Naked and whatever.
They are from New Zealand. They are literally a stone's throw away. Okay, not literally. They're close.
It does cost a lot, though,
To
tour.
They are coming over for only 2 shows. By the time this airs, they may have already done it, and I've been missed out, and I'm disappointed. Because I'm not flying to another city. Brisbane's a major city.
Yeah,
We're important.
We had the G20. They took all the bins away from the bus stops
And
the train
and
stations.
they bolted up all the sewer things.
In case we bombed the president. I promise I'm not going to. I just
I
want
don't-
to put my cup in the bin. So now I
think...
put it on the chair as like a...
Shut up. I don't care about bins.
As it's a protest. Put the bins back.
I don't think I'm out of line to have a whinge that bands come over here. Bands that we may have wanted to see for years.
Oh,
and
dude.
they just do Sydney and Melbourne, and I hate Melbourne.
So Sun or Sun O bracket.
I know that band.
Yeah. They toured. I'm pretty sure they played Tassie, so the Mofo Festival at Mono in Hobart, which is an art gallery. Anyway, they play, and then Life Is Noise, the promotion company.
You love them.
I love them. Man, they do so many great tours, and most of them go to the Crowbar, which is great. But with the Sun tour, they played in Tassie, and then they played Sydney and Melbourne.
Sick.
And then, they usually make a point of having bands come and play Brisbane. We're usually first. Sometimes twice. We got High on Fire twice. 2 days in a row in 2014, and it was sick. But, the Sun tour, Sydney and Melbourne. And then whenever, because they have quite a good rapport with, and a track record of talking to, their customers. So if you comment something on one of on Life Is Noise's posts, they'll usually reply or whatever. And a lot of people were whinging, where's the Brisbane show? And they're like, this tour is not coming to Brisbane. They were real blunt about it. It's like, cool.
I understand.
Great.
Being in a band, I understand that touring is hard and it's expensive. What I don't get is why you would come all this way and not do more than 2 shows.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because
we're very far away. Australia is very far away from... most of the bands are coming from Europe or America. Most of
I feel
that
like the
tour.
Naked and Famous doing it is almost unforgivable because they're from New Zealand.
Come on, guys.
They can basically see Australia from some of their tallest buildings if they look hard enough.
Is that true?
No, it's not true. I just made that up. My point being, they are so close and they have toured here so much in the past.
Why didn't you go to one of those shows?
Sydney and Melbourne, because I said, I'm not going. In the past. I'm a new fan.
Oh.
SSX on the PS3 got me into that band because one of their songs on the soundtrack.
That's fair.
And also, it's not just overseas bands. Australian bands doing a national tour and they only hit Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. What's that at?
It's just
I get it if you're a
the
local
fan
band.
base
Local
thing,
band, you kind of can do anything you want because the stakes aren't high at all. If our band, I'm talking to Ryan, if our band went to Sydney, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne weekender, it's fine. We're a local band. The stakes aren't very high.
No one in Adelaide
is going to cry about it. One guy might comment, "Oh, you're not coming to Adelaide.
Come to Brazil."
And it's yeah, mad. Thank you for your support. We'll come to Adelaide next time. Yeah, come to Brazil.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
You're accurate.
Ugh. Yeah,
Derailed me, James, with your
Sorry.
humour. That doesn't constitute a national tour. Our country is very big.
Yeah,
We
the
don't-
fact that
we
all
don't
the
have-
posts say Australian tour, and you're like, well, it's an Australian weekender.
Yeah, it's not. You can't call it a national tour. You could call it an East Coast tour because technically you're hitting
But
3
even
cities
then-
on the East Coast, but you're missing out a whole lot of cities on there. You're missing the Sunshine Coast. You're missing the Gold Coast. You're missing Byron Bay. You're missing Newcastle. You're missing Wollongong. I don't know any Victorian coastal towns, but I'm sure there are there. There's some there.
Castlemaine? I don't know.
Bendigo's inland, but Bendigo's
I
one
have
that
no
sometimes
idea.
gets shows. But like, I feel like you look at Parkway Drive. They spent.
Do I have to?
You do. You like Parkway Drive?
I like the old Parkway Drive.
Yeah, I like
Anyway, keep
I
going.
like Old Parkway Drive too. I think they said it. The part of their success is they went to small towns,
Yeah.
and when they did a national tour, it was like a 27-day tour.
That's
I know it's ridiculous and it's huge, and being in a band, I'm
Clowns
like,
do that.
how could we ever do that?
The regional tour.
Yeah, the regional, but no, not just regional. It's not like they're just doing like 12 regional towns.
Going
It's
to
everything.
Ipswich.
It's everything. It's from Cairns to freaking
Yeah.
Mildura
The
and then
problem
out
is-
to Bunbury.
You know, like massive international bands aren't going to play Cairns.
I get it. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about
They're
Australian
coming
bands
out
now.
here. Yeah.
I'm talking about Australian bands saying they're doing a national tour. It's like you're not. I totally get the logistics before someone in our music scene takes beef with what I'm saying. I get the logistics.
We get it.
I just think
We
there
did
needs to be
we did music
rebranding of
degrees.
what a national tour is, because it's not capital city tour. Like, you can't do it. Doesn't flow off the tongue. But like,
Just say
you
Sydney
leave
or
so many
Melbourne.
people disappointed, and it annoys me. Like, I'm lucky. We're lucky. We live in Brisbane. It's like the 3rd major capital city in Australia. I don't know what the stats are, but I think we are.
Yeah, I'd say.
As far as touring goes,
I'd say
if
so.
it's not Sydney and Melbourne, it's Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know that Rambo. You know that photo of Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Rambo? He's
but-
got the gun, and they've swapped it out with 2 thumbs up.
the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but they've swapped it out with 2 thumbs up. Like, oh yeah, good one. But yeah, like, I know I'm not really in a position to whinge. I'm just sympathising with those who might live in friggin'
Perth and Hobart.
no, but not even that. But like Bendigo.
Rip Darwin.
Mount Gambier, where Sierra and Pride Lands were from. They're 2 local bands that did some tours, and we played with them and stuff.
That being said, which leads me to my next point, if I had a point to begin with.
Your next dot point.
My next dot point, I've deleted the one I've already spoken about.
That's
is-
neat. I should do that.
Traveling to see bands. If you're like I was in January of 2015, I traveled to Sydney to see Swans, not the Sydney Swans, like Swans from America in Sydney, because they did an Australian tour, Sydney and Melbourne. And
Legends.
so I had the money and I had the means at the time, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to see Swans. I'm going to start the year off right. And it was bloody awesome. And it was cool seeing a band and seeing like the crew, like the scene in another. Because like if you go to shows in Brisbane, especially the shows that I go to, you generally see a lot of the same people.
Oh yeah,
And
you know basically everybody.
yeah, and like you know where everything is at the venue and the bar staff and,
Yeah.
and things like that. Whereas I went to the Manning bar and I'd never been there before. Oh, actually, yeah, I had at that point, but I went and saw Pelican in 2014 at the Manning bar in July, but that was just for my birthday. Like we went down to Sydney for my birthday because Pelican played at the zoo in Brisbane, so
Right.
like we didn't travel to see them, but they were playing in Sydney
Okay,
while
yeah.
we were in town, and I was like, let's go see
That's
them.
not really the point. Of your story.
Anyway, yeah, the point is that I traveled because I desperately wanted to see this band, and I know that they're all getting on. You know, they've been around since the 80s. I mean, the front man's like 60,
Holy shit.
and so like,
Yeah, wow.
when are they
God dang.
when are they gonna come back? You know, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna
do it.
do it. So I went to Sydney and saw Swans, and it was amazing. It was cool seeing all the people, and I recognized some people from Brisbane who had done the same thing that I did. And I'm like, I know you, and they were at the show.
Yeah. See, I was considering flying to see
it
Naked
costs
and Famous.
so much.
It's so expensive though, because I
Flights,
Yeah.
accommodation,
Yeah.
the ticket to the show. You got to eat while you're down there. You got to have transport while you're down there. Merch, you know, souvenirs.
Gotta buy merch.
Yeah, you got to have. I mean, yeah, it was cool. I bought a shirt and a limited edition screen printed poster of which there is only 50 ever.
I like that. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to have. I still haven't gotten it framed, so it's been wrapped up for nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So yeah, traveling to see bands, it's good, and it's really cool to, you know, you're traveling, which is fun. I mean, not like overseas travel, but just within the country, because you know, I'm not made of money. But yeah, traveling and seeing a band, like you're traveling with a reason, which is cool. It's like a road trip, but it's like an air trip.
No, I get it. Like, I get why people do it, and like, if I wasn't such a tight ass with money, I'd probably do it too. But like, I don't feel like that should be the. Oh well, you could travel.
You could travel.
Oh,
you could
okay.
I'll just go to Melbourne.
Like, yeah, some people will say, "Oh, you could travel if you were really a fan. You'd travel."
Like, no, dude,
Yeah, I've
that's
done
not how it works.
Yeah, honestly
Yeah.
though, if that's the answer though, like every time, like, and that isn't really a reason, like,
I'll just up and travel. You know, I'll just do it.
Because I was in the same book as you, Fenton.
Yeah.
speak up, boy.
Who were you going to see?
It's fine. I went to see Half Noise in Melbourne, January 2015 as well.
The same year.
Yeah, man.
The same time.
I had never been to Melbourne. I wanted to go to Melbourne. He only played Melbourne and Sydney.
Classic.
Being from Sydney, I'm like, I don't want to go to Sydney. Sydney. Went to Melbourne.
Swear jar, your first swear jar. What if you didn't have the money to do it?
Then you're just depressed.
Then
That's
I
what
would be
happened to me.
depressed.
Exactly, and that's why I've got beef. I understand there are totally ways around it. It's still annoying.
It sucks. Yeah, missing out on seeing Sun. Like, they never tour.
Like, I'm lucky with the Naked and Famous. They're from New Zealand. Logic dictates they should be back at some point for a full national tour in which they'll play 5 shows. Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, maybe Perth. 4 guaranteed shows, 5th maybe. If they're feeling generous, they may do Hobart.
Hey guys, we're coming to Australia. We're getting so stoked. Can't wait to see everybody. Sydney and Melbourne.
You're going to see
You're going to see like 10,000 people.
15% of the show-going population.
Come to Brisbane. We've got the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. You
We
Americans
have all-
love that shit.
We have all the theme parks.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
people,
they're not in Brisbane or the Gold Coast, but still,
Those people did die.
come to Brisbane, bands.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
Melbourne's got like an aquarium.
Naked and Famous, you have no excuse. You're from New Zealand.
Which brings me to my next point.
Oh, you got another one? Because I'm done.
I've got. A
I've
couple.
done whinging.
It's to do with touring and sideshows, specifically
Oh.
the old. Do you remember the Soundwave Festival?
Yeah.
Of course you do. I'm more saying to the viewers.
Sit down, son. Let me tell you a tale of the
Well,
Foundwave Festival.
I went to the Soundwave Festival. I think we may have spoken about this before.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. I went from 2009 to 2015, and
2010 to 2015 for me.
yeah, there were a lot of sideshows that were announced that only hit Sydney and Melbourne. It was like,
It's infuriating.
great, dude, awesome. I know they cut Perth out of the last one, the 2015 one, but yeah, it didn't hit Perth.
No, they cut Adelaide from that one. They cut Perth out of 2014.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The 2-day thing was only in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. I'm almost certain.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Because I don't usually check other dates. I only check the Brisbane one because I don't give a shit about the rest of, the tour here. Anyway, yeah, and the same thing happened with Splendour in the Grass. I know it's in the band's contracts to only play sideshows in Sydney and Melbourne or anywhere that's not Queensland, because Queensland's close enough to the Splendour in the Grass venue or wherever it's held. I've
That's
never
my bad.
been.
It was in Adelaide in the last year. That's my bad. Must have been 2016 was going to drop Adelaide. Because it was
Yeah.
announced something about Adelaide. and they all
2016 lineup was shite anyway.
Oh man, don't you want to get down with the sickness?
Anyway, it's so bands who play Splendour, which are usually bands that I'm super interested in, like The Cure, at the Drive-In played a couple of years ago, and like there's no sideshows in Queensland because we're too close, and you just go to the festival. It's like, I don't want to go to the festival. I don't want to pay for your shitty festival. I just want to see like 2 bands. And anyway,
No, it annoys me too. I feel like I actually had another point. I just saw it. I think
I've travelled for a festival though.
have you?
Yeah, I travelled to see Sleep and the Jesus Lizard and the Breeders, although the Jesus Lizard pulled out. And it was like White Walls, Lightning Bolt, just a bunch of like sick alternative bands. It was for the All Tomorrow's Parties Release the Bats. It was in October of 2013.
No.
And it was in Melbourne. It was in Footscray or St Kilda, which could be similar locations.
They're not.
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know.
I'm not from Melbourne, but I've been there a few times.
I was only there
My
once.
final point, and like I just feel like if more bands toured, this is a regional thing. Australia used to have a good regional music scene. Like you played shows in those areas. There were bands there to support your band, like to play, and also there were people to come. Because bands don't go there anymore, the music scenes are dying. If there's no bands going through, you're not inspiring the young people in those places to pick up an instrument and do what you do.
Because they're like,
because
no
they
one's
don't
going
get
to come.
to see it.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford. Well, maybe they can, but not everyone can afford to travel to the nearest capital city to see these bands. So I think that's why, like, a lot of people make the argument to tour regionally because you will make more dedicated fans out there. That's what Parkway Drive said on their DVD. Like,
is that the DVD?
I think so. I think it was the first one. It's like
I saw them on that tour.
Loved they feel like the reason they're so popular here and that launched them is because they took the time to go see towns that no one else had seen. And I definitely think that makes a difference. And I think if that was to happen again, the dying Australian scene that people like to throw around, I don't agree with it, but I think regionally it is. Like, even places like Cairns, which is a big city.
Yeah.
Dead.
There was talk
Bands-
of, like, making it another capital city.
There was, because it's such a major port for trade.
Queensland's so huge.
Yeah. Like, bands move from Cairns to Brisbane because they just can't do anything. And that's because no one bothers going up there. We went up there and it sucked.
It did.
But that's because it was so goddamn hot. But that's beside the point. It was just really hot and we went in November.
Well, it's close to the equator.
Yeah, it is. Anyway.
Yeah,
So that's my point.
Yeah,
Like,
that's more or less my
that's
point.
it. That's
It's
the
all in
vent.
there.
The vent I have about touring.
That's what we're annoyed about. It's more of the
It's-
national tour that's Sydney and Melbourne.
It's an episode about airing our grievances with certain things, and this is one of them. So,
And you should bloody support your local scene.
you should.
Because
Go
it's
to shows.
very important.
I don't go enough. I used to go every weekend. I don't go enough. So I'm calling myself out. I need to go out to more shows. Local shows, not just concerts and big bands. So yeah, if there was a tour that missed your city and you're pissed off about it, let us know in the comments and like and subscribe. Hey you, thanks for tuning into our video. Make sure you click one of these links so you can see more. And I'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll see you as well, with my eyes, watching always.